Listen closely, because before anything else, I want you to understand why you clicked on this video. The title didn't just catch your attention, it pulled something inside your spirit. The moment you read, God says, "Your daughter is standing at the edge of a great battle, and you have the power to protect her," something within you responded. Your heart tightened, your breath shifted. A part of you knew immediately that this message was not random. You didn't stumble here, you were led here. Heaven has been stirring something around your daughter, and this message is heaven's way of confirming what your spirit already sensed. Stay with me until the very last word, because the moment you stop reading, you step away from an instruction heaven has been trying to deliver to you for days, maybe even weeks. Right now, something is happening in the unseen realm. Your daughter's name is moving through the spiritual atmosphere, and it carries urgency. Not the urgency of tragedy, but the urgency of protection, the urgency of divine intervention, the urgency of a parent being called to stand in a place of spiritual authority. You have felt it. You've noticed the heaviness that sits in your chest whenever you think of her. You've caught glimpses of sadness in her eyes even when she smiles. You've sensed moments where she feels distant, overwhelmed, or weighed down by something she cannot fully express. Heaven saw it long before you did, and now heaven is sending a message directly to you. Your daughter is walking through a spiritual battle, and your presence, your prayers, your voice, and your covering are needed now more than ever. Don't scroll, don't look away, don't convince yourself this is just another message. Heaven doesn't repeat itself without reason, and something has been fighting to dim your daughter's light, not physically but spiritually and emotionally. Shadows of confusion, pressures from people around her, words spoken in jealousy, the weight of expectations, the pain she hides behind silence. These things have been trying to wrap around her spirit like vines meant to hold her back. But God is stepping in. God is calling you. God is saying you have the authority to protect her. You have the power to shift her atmosphere. You are the one assigned to her destiny. I see a flame in the spirit, glowing softly, your daughter's purpose, her inner fire, but I also see winds blowing against it. The winds are subtle: fatigue, discouragement, emotional exhaustion, unspoken fears, spiritual noise that tries to drown out her identity. But the flame is still alive. It has not dimmed because heaven has placed a shield around her, and you are part of that shield. Your love, your intuition, your intercession, they are more powerful than you realize. Every time you think of her and feel something stir inside you, that is not worry. It is God tugging at your spirit, nudging you, awakening the guardian inside you. Archangel Michael is present in this moment. His presence surrounds your home with a quiet strength. He is the defender of destinies, the protector of children chosen for greatness. And right now, he is standing near your daughter because heaven has marked her for something special. But special assignments attract spiritual pressure. Great destinies attract resistance, and sensitive souls like hers often feel the weight of the world without understanding why. That is why heaven is calling you now. Michael sees the spiritual winds pushing against her, but he also sees your strength, your heart, your divine connection to her. Heaven knows that when you stand for her, darkness loses its power. You were chosen for this role long before she was born. Heaven entrusted her to you because your spirit carries discernment. You can feel danger before it arrives. You sense emotional shifts without needing explanations. You can see through her silence. You can hear the cries she never speaks aloud. That sensitivity is not a burden, it is a gift. And heaven is activating that gift right now. This message is the divine confirmation of the heaviness you've been feeling, the sleepless thoughts, the sudden moments where your heart pulled toward her without reason. Your daughter is entering a season where clarity, protection, and spiritual covering are essential. She is standing at a threshold. On one side, confusion tries to pull her. On the other side, destiny is waiting for her. Your presence, your prayers, and your voice are the bridge that will lead her toward the light. Do not underestimate your role. When you pray, the atmosphere around her shifts. When you speak life over her, shadows break. When you call her name before heaven, angels move. You are not powerless. You are appointed. Stay with this message. Heaven is preparing to reveal more to you, layer by layer, moment by moment. Your daughter is not in danger of loss. She is in need of covering. Heaven is calling her parent to rise. And if you hear these words and feel something stirring inside you, that is your confirmation that you are the chosen guardian of her destiny. If this is touching your spirit already, comment she is covered in light. The heaviness you've been sensing is not random. It's not your imagination playing tricks on you. It's a spiritual signal, a call from heaven for you to awaken and rise in authority. Your daughter is facing pressures that threaten to cloud her spirit and derail her purpose. These pressures may look like sudden changes in mood, unexplained sadness, moments of frustration or withdrawal. You may see her wrestling with fears she won't say out loud, or feel a distance growing where there used to be closeness. These are signs the enemy uses to try to create cracks in her armor, but heaven has marked her for greatness, and nothing meant for her destruction will succeed. You have the power to change what's forming in the spiritual realm around her. Your prayers are not empty words. They are weapons of light, cutting through darkness. Every time you call her name before God, you release angels to surround her. Every declaration of protection you speak is a sword swinging against the unseen forces trying to pull her down. Archangel Michael, the heavenly warrior, stands guard because you have stood in faith. He waits for your voice to move the atmosphere and break every chain. Imagine your daughter, like a precious flame flickering in the wind. The storm rages, but the flame will not go out because you are the shield holding the wind back. You may feel small, unsure, or overwhelmed by the weight of what's coming, but your faith is the force that steadies the flame. When you feel doubt creeping in, remember this: God has placed divine power inside you to fight this battle. You are not just a bystander, you are a warrior appointed by heaven. There are words spoken against her, words filled with jealousy, bitterness, and confusion, attempting to cage her spirit and block her path. But God is revealing those words to you now so they can be cancelled. The curses meant to silence her, the lies meant to discourage her, the traps designed to keep her from her calling. All of these are being exposed by the light of heaven. And you are the instrument of that light. Your prayers, your declarations, your faith are breaking these chains. The enemy's plan to trap your daughter in despair has been intercepted. You are the intercessor. You are the shield-bearer. Heaven has given you authority to surround her with spiritual protection. Every time you whisper her name in prayer, a legion of angels encamps around her. Every time you speak words of hope and life over her, the atmosphere changes. Darkness flees, fear loses ground, hope rises, peace settles in. You may wonder why this battle feels so intense. It's because your daughter carries something powerful inside her, a gift, a calling, a destiny that will impact generations. Great light attracts strong resistance. That's why you've seen changes in her spirit, why the enemy has tried to create confusion, fear, and heaviness. But you, as her protector, hold the keys to unlock her victory. Your obedience to pray, to stand, and to believe is shifting the spiritual tides. Heaven is reminding you that this season will not define her end, but her breakthrough. The challenges she faces now are preparing her for a greater purpose. The tears you've shed, the nights you've spent worried, the prayers you've whispered in secret, they have built a foundation of protection stronger than you realize. God is saying, hold fast, do not give up. Your faith is the light that guides her out of darkness. Visualize the scene in the spirit. Your daughter standing at a crossroad, one path dark and filled with confusion, the other shining with clarity and hope. Archangel Michael stands beside her, his sword glowing with holy fire, ready to cut through every lie, every trap, every shadow. She looks up, sees the light, and chooses the path of life. That choice is empowered by your prayers. That choice is secured by your faith. You are the reason she will step into her destiny. But this battle is ongoing. It doesn't end with one prayer or one moment of belief. It requires daily dedication, continual covering, and relentless faith. Keep her name before heaven every morning. Speak protection over her before she steps out the door. Declare her future in the light and refuse to allow fear to take root in your heart. When doubt tries to creep in, remember the authority you carry. When worry tries to steal your peace, remember the power of your declarations. This is a divine partnership between you and heaven. God has placed you as the guardian of her story. Your role is sacred, your obedience is powerful, and your faith will rewrite the narrative for your daughter's life. If this message resonates deeply with you, I want you to do something right now. Comment below, "She is covered in light." Speak it boldly, declare it with faith. Because when you say those words, you are releasing heavenly protection over her life. You are affirming that no weapon formed against her will prosper. You are joining in the divine battle, standing as the shield that guards her path. Heaven is watching, angels are moving. Your faith is shifting the atmosphere. The battle is fierce, but victory is already won. Keep standing, keep believing, and keep praying. Your daughter's story is far from over. It is about to be rewritten in victory. You may have wondered why the heaviness lingers even after you've prayed. Why some days seem darker. Why doubt sometimes creeps into your heart. It's because battles like these don't always fight fair or easy. The enemy pushes harder when he senses your faith rising. But remember this, your struggle is a sign of progress, not defeat. The fact that you are still standing, still believing, still interceding shows that heaven has not abandoned your daughter. In fact, it means the opposite. The greater the fight, the greater the victory about to come. Right now, I want you to focus on the power within you. This power is not from your own strength, but from heaven itself. God has placed an unshakable authority in your prayers and declarations. When you speak life over your daughter, you aren't just uttering words, you are releasing heavenly armies. Every amen you whisper is a sword that cuts through confusion, fear, and darkness. Every time you choose faith instead of fear, you are rewriting her story. You are turning what could have been destruction into deliverance. And this is the season where that deliverance becomes visible. There is a spiritual veil lifting. The confusion and heaviness that clouded your daughter's mind and spirit are beginning to clear. You may already see subtle signs, a smile returning, hope rekindling, courage growing in her heart. These are not coincidences, they are proof of the unseen battle being won. Your faith is a beacon that breaks through the darkness. Heaven is responding to your prayers. Archangel Michael is not just standing beside her, he is fighting for her. His sword flashes, breaking the chains that tried to bind her. His wings cover her like a fortress, guarding her from every attack. But your role does not end here. The battle requires your persistent presence. It requires you to be vigilant in prayer, fierce in your declarations, and unwavering in your faith. Continue to speak her name before heaven every day. Cover her in words of protection and promise. Speak over her mind, her heart, her future. Declare that every plan of darkness will fail. Speak light into every shadow. Remind her spirit who she is, chosen, protected, destined for greatness. You might be feeling exhausted or overwhelmed. That is natural, but do not lose heart. Even when you feel weak, heaven's power is made perfect in your weakness. Your willingness to keep standing, to keep praying, and to keep believing is the fuel that keeps the flame alive. Remember, the enemy only has power where you give it permission. Your faith is the boundary that no darkness can cross. Now, imagine your daughter fully free, her spirit soaring, her purpose unfolding. See her walking confidently on a path lit by divine light. Hear her laughter echoing in your home. Feel the peace settling in your heart knowing you stood in the gap and held the line. This is not a distant dream. It is a reality being forged right now in the unseen. You are a vital part of that miracle. If this message is touching your heart and stirring your faith, I want you to comment below, "She is covered in light." Say it with confidence. Say it with authority. When you do, you declare that heaven's protection is active over your daughter's life. You are joining a community of believers standing in faith for her victory. Your words are a shield, your faith is a fortress, and heaven is honoring your obedience. The battle may be fierce, but victory is sure. Stand tall, speak boldly, keep praying fiercely. Your daughter's story is about to be transformed. Heaven is writing a new chapter, one filled with hope, healing, and breakthrough. And it all starts with you. Right now, take a moment to breathe deeply. Inhale slowly, and as you exhale, feel the weight of this moment pressing gently on your heart. This is not an ordinary message, nor is it just another video to scroll past. This is a divine encounter. Heaven is speaking directly to your soul because your daughter's destiny hangs in the balance. The battle she is facing is fierce, and the forces opposing her may seem overwhelming, but you are far from powerless. You are not alone in this fight. God has chosen you to be her protector, her spiritual warrior, the voice of faith and hope that will change her story forever. The enemy's strategy is clear. He seeks to wear you down, to convince you that your prayers don't matter, that the darkness surrounding your daughter is too strong, that her future is uncertain or even doomed. But these are lies carefully crafted to steal your peace and weaken your resolve. I want you to reject those lies right now. Hold tightly to God's truth. Your daughter is sealed by heaven. She is covered by the power of the Most High. No weapon formed against her will prosper. This is not just a hopeful thought, it is a divine promise. You are the chosen guardian appointed to stand as a shield between her and every plan of destruction. Every day, without fail, make it your mission to cover her with declarations of life, light, and victory. Speak hope over her struggles and summon strength into her spirit. Declare that fear will find no place in her heart, that doubt cannot take root in her mind, and that peace will flood her soul. When anxiety whispers its lies, answer with the truth of God's protection. When discouragement knocks at her door, open the door wide for hope to enter. Your voice carries a spiritual authority that commands the atmosphere around her. Every word spoken in faith is a divine decree that sets her free and surrounds her with heavenly protection. The battle for your daughter is not only personal but generational. Heaven is reminding you that this is about breaking the chains that have tried to hold your family back for years, maybe decades. Your faith today is more than just a shield for her. It is a breakthrough for generations to come. You are standing on holy ground as you intercede, rewriting the story not only for her but for every child in your family line yet to be born. The curses, fears, addictions, and setbacks that once held power are losing their grip because you have chosen to rise in faith and obedience. Your prayers are like a hammer shattering strongholds, clearing the path for a new season of freedom and blessing. In the spiritual realm, I see a wave of light beginning to sweep through your household. The heaviness that once filled your home, the tension, the worry, the silent fears, is starting to lift. Joy is returning like a fresh breeze, filling every room with warmth and peace. The atmosphere is shifting, even if you can't yet see it fully with your eyes. The darkness that once tried to settle around your daughter is being pushed back, dismantled by the power of your prayers and the presence of Archangel Michael standing guard. The enemy's plans to trap her in despair and confusion are falling apart before they can fully take hold. You may not witness all these changes immediately, and that's okay. Spiritual battles are often invisible to the naked eye. But trust this, heaven is at work, even when you can't see it. Every tear you've cried, every prayer you've whispered in secret, every moment you've stood in faith, none of it has been wasted. Your daughter's breakthrough is being formed in the Spirit. You are the key to unlocking this breakthrough. Your faith is the force that moves heaven's hand to act on her behalf. If this message has touched your heart, I want you to do something powerful right now. Go to the comment section below and declare with boldness, "She is covered in light." Say it out loud if you can. Speak it as a prayer, as a declaration, as a spiritual sword cutting through darkness. When you say those words, you release heavenly protection over your daughter's life. You join a community of believers standing firm in faith, creating a fortress of love and power that darkness cannot break through. Your words are not just for you, they ripple out, impacting others who need to hear this same message of hope. Remember, this battle is not over yet, but the victory is already assured. You have been equipped by heaven to stand strong, to pray fiercely, and to never doubt the power you carry. Your daughter's story is about to be rewritten. A new chapter is opening, one filled with healing, hope, and the fulfillment of God's promises. And it all begins with you standing firm in faith today. Carry this truth with you every day. Speak it over your daughter each morning. Declare it as she leaves the house. Whisper it in moments when fear tries to steal your peace. Your faith is the key that unlocks the protection heaven has already placed around her. The flame inside your daughter burns brighter because you have stood as her shield. You are not just a parent, you are a spiritual warrior appointed by God. Now, take another deep breath and let the peace of heaven settle in your spirit. You have done what heaven asked. You have stood in the gap and refused to turn away. Because of your obedience, your daughter is covered in light. Say it one more time with me, she is covered in light. Let this be your declaration of victory, your daily anthem of faith, your shield against every shadow that tries to come near her. Know that heaven hears you, angels surround you, and God's power is at work in ways you cannot yet see. This is the beginning of restoration for your daughter, your family, and your future generations. Keep standing, keep believing, and keep praying. The breakthrough is closer than you think.